I guess it's a combination of how I was raised and my faith as a Christian that motivates me to do what I do. Wherever we live on this planet, we're all connected in one way or another. And all of us should aspire that when any one of us is challenged in some way, all of us are. And I think that the pandemic and global climate change all reinforce that idea. We're all connected. We're all, patches of the same quilt. And when things happen to any of us, they affect all of us. And once we as a species come to grips with that notion, I think the world will be a much, much better place. So I think that all of us should be aware that all of us have rights that need to be protected. Changing the world from Tennessee might seem challenging or daunting, but one thing we could do would be to start having conversations with each other about things that unite us rather than things that separate us, that we have differences on. And for me, as a African-American man living in the United States, I think about this all the time. I have a son who's 27, and I worry about his safety. And that's not something I should have to worry about what I do. But the only way to change that would be to have conversations and try to approach the problems from the other person's perspective. And so these honest conversations that we could have here in Nashville could actually help to change this around the world, if that could be replicated. And I've had the good fortune of living and working in other places, England, Africa, Brazil, a few others. And honestly, the challenges that we have are in some ways exactly those of people in these other places. So again, we have more in common than we do that separates us. And I just think we need to realize that and recognize that if we work together, we can actually make the world better for all of us, all 7.5 billion of us. If you see something that's not right, that we say, at least say something, or at least try to make it known, because you can't solve a problem that we don't name or that we don't recognize, right? And I think the failure to recognize that there are still some societal issues here in this country that need to be addressed is prolonging the time that we'll have a solution for it. And so, again, it all comes back to these conversations we need to have with each other about who we are, why we are, what we are. And that's what I'm advocating for. The pandemic has highlighted a lot of things that have existed for a long time, but we've not been attentive to as a country, as a people. And I think the country, in my opinion, has a lot to answer for. And the sooner we recognize and start acting on those things, the better off we'll be. So I'm honored to be honored in this way, but I'm just doing what I was called to do.